Right, hello, I'm Debs, this is Debs Made This, and this is Friday Sews. Hello, welcome if you're new here. I'm Debs, I talk about sewing and making, and I'm just bobbing on for a bit of a Friday Sews catch up because I've realised that I've got a few things to tell you about. So I hope you've all been all right and that you're managing with this weird weather that we've got where we're not really getting any summer again, are we? We had a few hot days and got quite excited, and then it's been very soggy and a bit dreary for the last few days, which is fine, I don't mind. But it does mean that you're kind of not really thinking so much about wearing and making kind of very summery garments. Don't know. It's probably been lovely with you, I hope it has. Might just be Yorkshire that's a bit damp. So I've been making some garments. I've got some fabric, and then I realised I'd got some other fabric that I probably hadn't shown you about. And I've got some patterns, and then there's been a couple of releases I was going to talk about. So we'll just crack on. The light is okay. I've got on the ring light. You can probably see it in the cupboard, which isn't actually a ring light. I might show you one of these days what it actually is, but it was a ceiling light that my husband has mounted, and like anyway, never mind. We're very make do and mend here. But never mind. Right, let's crack on. So the first thing I'm going to tell you about is, or about tell you what I'm wearing. I'm wearing, this is a new make actually. I apologise if it's a bit creased because it's had a cardi over the top of it. But this is the assembly line cuff sleeve top. Is that what it's called? I think that's right. And I bought this pattern second hand, and I have been meaning to try it out for ages, and I just wasn't quite sure how it was going to look on me. Now, what I didn't do on it, what I should have done, is a forward shoulder adjustment, and so it's just a little bit falling backwards on me. So I don't need very much of a forward shoulder. It's about 3/4 centimetre, I think, but it just makes a difference. This joyous fabric is from the Reeta Hansen Lion and Coyote, maybe in the bright colourway. I don't know, there was 3 or 4 colourways, wasn't there? But this is the one I got, and I had 1.5 meters of this, and I've still got enough left to line a bag and do some other bits and pieces with. I can probably, you can see I've got quite a lot of space in that cuff, and I did lose a couple of centimetres off the cuff, so I could probably bring it in just a little bit. And you don't want it tight, do you? But it's quite baggy. I mean, I don't know whether the whole thing could just do with sizing down a bit, to be honest, or whether that's just the look. I'm glad I made it in a drapey fabric, because I think if I'd made it in like a cotton lawn or something, I think it would have felt quite boxy. I have it on today with my Oxbows, which have been getting a lot of love and wear. They've grown a little bit and I've shrunk a little bit, so I'm going to have to move the button a little bit, but obviously I can't do a lot about. I'm not going to take the waistband off yet until we've stabilised slightly. But yeah, I had some of this fabric left as well, which is again what's going to be a bag. Is that it? So that's everything I've got on, I think. And then you probably want to know about this. This I need some help with. So this is the Reeta shirt dress. This is the first time I've made this. I know, shocker for a sewing world, like everybody's made it, and it's in this really nice viscose. Oh, I've got a thread. Sorry, viscose linen fabric, which came from Lush cloth, who I think are closing their cloth part. If she had a remnant left, I think the last time I went on to get the name of it, which I've forgotten again. Anyway, it's a little Johnny fabric, and it's a really nice fabric actually. Frays like the devil. But this is so nice. This is a named pattern, and they draft for somebody who's 5'8". Now I'm not 5'8". I've got quite long legs, but I'm only 5'5.5". So I'd taken out 1 inch at the waist, which is the standard adjustment for me, and I took 1 inch out further down. But when I came to put the waist tie in, it was actually another kind of couple of centimetres too low, so I probably need to take another inch out. It is also really long. Now I've hemmed it where it is, like how you're supposed to hem it, but essentially it's practically maxi on me. So I'm going to wear it and see how I get on. I found these really lovely yellow buttons at the Cone Exchange, which is our like thrifted crafty resource place near to us. And that's where the ribbon came from, and that's what I need your help with. I'm not sure about this ribbon. Now it does match. It matches these leaves here, but I'm just not sure that it's quite right. So I had got a little bit of kind of a thinner red ribbon, but because it's, the shiny's not right. So I thought, well, I want something matte. So let's get like cords that go in like joggers. Do you know what I mean? I mean, essentially, I think they're probably long shoelaces. And so I've got that kind of burgundy kind of colour one, which I think I quite like. And then there's a bright red one, which I think might be too much. So I'm either going to stick with this one or do this, I think, at the moment. But let me know what you think, or let me know if you think I should be doing something else. Yeah, so I haven't, this is like, when did I finish this? Yesterday or the day before, and it hasn't been the weather to wear it yet, but I am going to try and wear it. Because I do find if you wear your makes, like within the first kind of week of finishing them, it kind of often means that I'm going to carry on keeping wearing them a lot. Like these came off the sewing machine and onto my body, and essentially have only been off to be washed. And they've not been washed very much because it's denim, and I try not to wash my denim very much. But yeah, so yeah, that's make number one. Well, if this is one, that's two, but you know what I mean. Now the next thing that I made, Nicola Beverly Ann, that's my sister. If you're watching this, please turn off. Do not watch this part until after the parcel has arrived that's coming tomorrow. Okay. So my little sister, who I love very much, had a birthday last week, and she was away for her birthday. So she was supposed to get this parcel before she went away, and I didn't get organised in time, so she didn't get a parcel. And so I wanted to make something that she would feel lovely in and would be able to kind of swish around in when we finally get some sunshine. So I bought some fabric, and you'll see the fabric that I bought later on, with the intention of making the Closet Co Charlie Caftan for her. As something that's kind of just loose and wafty, and then it's got like a little bit of waist definition. And I was like, I haven't made one of those in about 8 years maybe. Whenever I first started sewing, I made one. I remember that the placket thing where the ties go in, I'll put a picture, is a bit tricky, and I was right, it was a bit tricky. But the other fabric that I had in my stash was this. Now my little sister loves a star. She is a star, but these are my remnant bit. But so I had this in my stash, I think from 2020-ish. If I can find it, I'll link it up above, because there'll be an Abercans accidental. It's coming something called like Abercans accidental fabric haul or something. Because I went to see my dad, and I remembered that they'd got an Abercans nearby, and it was open, so I kind of popped in and came back with all sorts of random fabrics. But anyway, that was one of them, and it was supposed to be a saguaro. So what, you don't say like that, do you? Saguaro? Don't know. Anyway, sorry, apologies if I've got that wrong. Saguaro set. But I didn't really get around to it, and yeah, which is a good job really, because Nick's wife thought that she would prefer this fabric over the fabric that I bought. So that's what it got made in. I have got a picture, but not a picture of her in it. So I'll put a picture, and then when I've got a picture of her in it, I'll put one either on Instagram or on here. And I'll interrupt myself to say I'm not currently actively doing Insta at the moment. I've taken it off my phone to try and reduce my kind of scrolling. So we'll see how that goes, how long that lasts. But yeah, so if you tag me in something and I don't reply, I'm not ignoring you. It's just I'm trying to reduce my activity there. Now, the next thing I've made, I might have to look at the notes in a minute because I'm not sure. The next thing I've made was finished this afternoon, hot off the sewing machine, in this, this is just a wearable toile, in this nice blue and pink. It's got flowers and birds and all sorts of random stuff, and I had a small amount left. I made a dress in this 2018, I think, and I was never quite sure about it, and I ended up getting given to somebody who's worn it loads actually, which is good. But I had this bit left, and so it's become this. So this is the Closet Co Club. Anyway, the Crew Club. Should we go with that? Pattern for not this month, last month, June, I think, and is a vest top, a skirt, and a knit dress, and you can put in a close fitting lining, like a supportive shelf bra type thing. Obviously I haven't done that with this toile, but yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. I haven't got a picture of me in it. If I get a chance, I'll take one. If not, I apologise. But it fits really nicely, actually. I'm really impressed. I did remember to do my forward shoulder adjustment on this one. They have you, the only thing that's weird about it is they have you stitch the bands on with 5/8 seam allowance, and then cut it down, which seems, I suppose it's probably to make it easy. And they also ask you to use knit interfacing to stabilise the arm's eye. And I think, how many vest tops have I made? And I've never done that. So I'm not sure I would do that next time. I did it because I was told to do it. No, I'm like, I'm very well behaved. I do as I'm told. But I'm not sure I would do it next time. And you could probably cut the bands down a bit. If you didn't have enough fabric, I think is probably fair. The bands are well drafted, the size is right, and as long as you do your direction of braided stretch in the right direction, all is well. So yeah, I think there'll probably be another one of those. Now, at the moment, I quite like the Blommer tank was one I've made loads of, and then vest top wise, I like the Zoe tank, but they have it was basically to see what their knit block's like for me, so that I know whether I can make the other things. Do you know what I mean? So, and it seems fine. I might make a dress. I've got some fabric, and I'll show it you in my plan. I'm doing a plans video. She says I am doing a plans video, and I might make a dress in that pattern. Has kind of like something to layer up, just throw one of these hundreds of shirts that I seem to be making on over the top of. The only thing, because that was only finished this afternoon, the only other thing that I've got cut out and making is Lush bag by So Liberated, which is the egg-shaped one. There was lots of lovely bags all came out at once, and that was the first one that I saw and bought. And I'm making it in these, essentially. So my lining's this rayon, although it's supposed to be cotton, but I'm just going with it. And then this is the main bag fabric, and then I've got they haven't got the name of the company on there. I think they were called the Little Stitcher, maybe. I'll link it down below anyway. And so then I've got this lovely webbing. That's the wrong side and that's the right side. This lovely webbing in a very good shade of dead blue, which is then going to go with that, which I thought would be quite nice. So yeah, I'll let you know how I get on with that. So that's the only other thing that I've got cut out. You wouldn't know that because I have a dining table to my left, which is absolutely covered in bits of remnant fabric, because I'm trying to work out what to do with half of my scraps. I'm having a reorganisation. I'll show you a picture. I've done very well with my patterns. Most of my patterns, I think nearly all of my PDF patterns, are now on my Excel spreadsheet, ordered. They're in colour coded. Get that? I know. Who am I? Colour coded. Call those binder things with all the PDFs in. I'll put a picture in. You'll be able to see. And then the binders are all what do you call that? Magazine racks. That's the word. Magazine racks are all numbered, yeah, and they have colours depending what kind of item it is, so that I can find each one of the fabric patterns. Golly gee. Right, speaking of patterns, I should do my patterns next. I have got some from Patternsy. Oh, I love Patternsy. I love the fact that you can order from them, and if you are sensible and upload the correct file, which I seem to be incapable of doing. Degree educated, but yeah, no, I can't upload a file, or not 2 files. Anyway, and I have got 2. So I bought, I Am Patterns were having a sale, and I think this ended up being like $8. I've been lusting after this pattern since it came out, and have dissuaded myself from doing it because I already had so many shirt patterns. But I think she's called I Am Alice Irvine. She used to be the Polka Dot Palace on Instagram. If you don't follow her, I'm sure you all do, but if you don't follow her, go and give her a follow. But she made one of these. It was like jaw-dropping. It was so beautiful. So I have this pattern finally. I don't know when it's going to get made up, but yeah, I'm quite excited about that one. So this is like a shirt. I'll put a picture of a shirt, and then it has like a massive like flowy back to it, and it has like a billowy sleeve as well in the shirt version if you want to make it. Oh, and I only got that one printed out because I was getting this one printed out. What had I just stuck together? I must have stuck together something really big, because I never do this. I always stick them together. I think the other thing is quite a lot of the big ones they take so much space in an envelope. Like the envelope ends up being absolutely massive. So it's quite nice to have them on lovely skinny patternsy paper. This is the SH7 Sauvie sundress, which again was one I taught myself out of buying because I was like, I can hack that from an Ogden. I can hack it, I can, and I could hack it from on an Ogden. But having made the Oxbows, I really appreciate SH7's like drafting. So I was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to have this. Oh, and I can't show you. You'll have to come back and see my plans video if you want to see the fabric that I've got planned for this. But Ruth Creates gave me the fabric that I'm going to make this in. So I'm quite excited about that as well. So it's got like a short version and then a longer version. You can have elastic in the version or not. And you can have a straight one with a split in the side like the Reeta does. Or you can have it like with a tiered floaty bit on the bottom, and I shall probably just have the straight one. I was very tempted just to make it in navy blue Tencel, but I'm trying to not make any more navy blue, but I'm going to have plenty of navy blue. Let's make something a bit different. So yeah, joined crew. So I got that for my birthday present from my whole fam. And excitingly, they had an extra 20% off or something at the start of July. So I was really glad I'd wait. I kind of waited because I've got so many other things to sew, and I thought there's no point in joining if you get like a year's worth of patterns and you have all the back patterns. I may as well leave it until kind of I'm ready to join. And then they had that money off, and I thought, well, I may as well join now. And I think it was $115, $130, $150 when it's full price. Anyway, it was a good deal. I was very pleased, and I'm quite excited about a couple of them. There was one this month which is kind of like got big sleeves and like ties at the side, which is quite cute. I'm not seeing that I have a lot of places to wear that one. The other one that's very appealing, but I luckily don't have any places to wear, is the mica, and I've talked about that here before. That's the one that looks a bit like the Axis. It's got like a high neck, like a racer back style, and then a fitted with a straight A-line, a flat-fronted A-line skirt to it, and I really like the style line on that. So again, I'm not sure when that's going to get made up, but I'm very glad to have that in my little pattern arsenal. Now, I've written on here comparing shirts. So I'm really sorry if I've shown you some of these next fabrics before. I don't think I have. I have had to dig through my videos. I had to look at my own videos. Horrible. Anyway, I have had to dig through, and I don't think I've shown you these, but I'm sorry if I have. I've just skipped past if I have. So this first one came from the lovely Kaylee at Fleur, and was in her special sale. It wasn't very expensive. I can't remember how much it was, but it wasn't very expensive. And this is a Tencel shirting. It feels lovely. It creases a bit, and it's slightly sheer. But because I made the Jenna last month, and because I made lots of Pattern Scout Birdies, which is probably my go-to shirt pattern, I've also made the I Am Hermes, and having my stash but not made it, the Love Notions Aria. So my thought was I was going to make the Love Notions Aria out of this, but I don't think I've got, I think I've only got 1.5 meters, so I don't think I've actually got enough to make that Irma out of it, because that's so swingy at the back. I think I probably need more fabric. But yeah, I'm going to have a think about what I can make that one out of. And then I could do you compare the shirt patterns, and we can do, did I say the Jenna, the Aria, the I Am Hermes, the Seraste, the Pattern Scout Birdie. I'm sure there's another one that I've made as well. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, let me know if that's something that would interest you or you think might be useful. I'm trying to kind of give you more substantial content. And then I went to Rosenberg's. So Rosenberg's are stitch.co.uk, I think is their website name. And they come to the shows as Rosenberg's and Sons, and they often have really interesting Italian fabric. And they had like an in-life fabric show. So they come from London, but they came up to Yorkshire and went to Tadcaster, which is about kind of 20 minutes from me. So I thought it'd be rude not to. Now, and I've come away with, I was really good. I did pick up lots, and I put it all back down again. I've come away with 2, and one of them I'm not sure about. So I need your help. So the first one was the first thing that I picked up, and I picked up this one and it didn't get displaced. So this, which is not actually a very me fabric, but I really like this. So this is a Italian cotton, so it's got a really nice handle. It's a really smooth cloth. It's lovely. And this is going to be, I'm going to get the number wrong, V9075, which is the princess themed wide leg jumpsuit one that's got a dress variation as well. But I made a sea salt jumpsuit years and years ago, and I wore it and wore it and wore it, and then it got too small, so I gave it away. It's one of those ones where you nearly cry when you give them away, but there was no way I wasn't going to get in it again, so unless I started marathon running again, and that wasn't going to happen. So I've got some more fabric to recreate. Now I've only got 2.5 meters, although it is good and wide, so I'm hoping I'm going to have enough. I think I will. I'm just a bit worried about pattern and the princess themes, but we'll just have to focus on these ones and let the rest of them look after themselves. So I think that will probably be soon-ish. And the other one, now I ummed and ahed for ages because they had some silks, but the silks were £35 a metre, and there was 3 that I really, really liked. And in the end, I tried to be really sensible and buy one that was going to go with all the other things that I have been making and I'm planning to make. But I'm not sure I like it anymore. I liked it when I bought it, it's unusual for me. Normally, if I like it when I buy it, I carry on liking it. So, make sure I've got the right way around. So I've only got a metre of this, and the plan was to make either a Marilla Walker Nautilus or something similar to that. So maybe the blouse version of the Megan Nielsen Darling Ranges. Something just with a V-neck and a sleeve, and kind of fling on with everything, and this is it. Now it has this really nice pinky colour and this really nice lilac-y colour, which I really quite like at the moment. It has navy, unsurprisingly, what I'm like with the navy, but it also has that weird sandy colour, which I wouldn't be one that I would be drawn to. Now I still haven't made that colours video, but I do need to do that because I have to talk to you about my colours thing. But yeah, that kind of colour is about on that colour chart, so maybe I've been inadvertently influenced. So let me know what you think. I should drape it across me again because I'll try not to bash the mic. But I think it's going to look fine. I'm just not as in love with the fabric as I was when I bought it. When I bought it, I was really pleased with it, and maybe I should have bought this one. But anyway, never mind. And the last 2 fabrics I've got to show you came from Katie at sewsewsew, and she's North Yorkshire somewhere up here. And the first one, again, I told you this was the colour I seem to be slightly obsessed with. And I only got 0.5 metre of this because I was buying that other expensive fabric. So I'm hoping I'm going to get this out of, and this is, I think I'm probably going to make one of those travertines, either that or a true bias Zoe. But I've got Zoe in a bright, like a fuchsia pink. So I thought it might be quite nice to have one of just a vest top to go underneath things, and it looks really nice with that pale blue I seem to be making everything in. So yes, I only have 0.5 metre of that. I might have to go and get some more because it's really lovely. It's so soft. It's got really good stretch in both directions, so you could put those ribs whichever way you wanted to, really. Yeah, and I'd quite like some more to make a t-shirt out of, so thank you, Katie, for that. And the other one that came from her, you lot are very honoured. I've ironed this. I got it out of the cupboard and it was so crinkled I couldn't show it to you. So this is a Dashwood rayon. Look at that, with a Rachel Parker print on it. So it has the most beautiful colours. I hope they're coming up all right. But there are that pinky purple, a lilac, a lovely blue, a lovely kind of fresh green. Yeah, really nice, kind of lovely summery colours. Now, she did have another one that I was lusting after, which was one that looked a bit like water, but she'd sold out by the time I went on. Now, so this is what I got for my sister's caftan, and then was told that she'd probably prefer the one with the stars. So I might have to come up with a plan for this. Chelsea from the Friday Pattern Company was on talking about their new swim pattern, and she had on a really lovely Saturday skirt set blouse, reminding me that I wanted to make another one of those and add some depth to the bodice and more depth to the bodice and more length to the arms. So I could see that as one of those, definitely. And then like a little short or a little skirt, depending on how much I've got left. yes, so I'll see if I'm allowed to have that. I mean, if she really likes it when she sees it, I might end up making her another outfit in that as well. But depends how lovely she is to me. There's been some patterns out. So the Nell and the Fleur have come out. Not really my style. The Nell, from my perspective, is very close to the Megan Nielsen Darling ranges, and I have that. I'm not big on the big poofy sleeves and the bow thing, so I'm not really bothered for doing that, and I don't think I need that pattern. I'm not sure it's going to add anything very much. I'd probably quite like to see the Fabric Godmother one, just because I haven't made one of their patterns, but I think I'm all right. I'm all right for that. So, but it just kind of started me thinking about how oftentimes everybody must be inspired by the same thing because they release the same thing. So maybe last week or the week before, Sinclair Patterns released raglan sleeves, kind of rash guardy type half zip swimsuit thing, which comes with some bottoms. You can wear it as separate, long sleeve, short sleeved, all sorts of bits and pieces. And I was like, oh, slightly tempted. Now I have made, I'll put a picture if I've got one, the Wave Rider, which is an Ellie and Mac one, which is kind of a similar idea, but it hasn't got the princess seams. And then today or yesterday, Friday Pattern released something really similar, princess sleeves, raglan sleeve. It looks really nice though. The Sinclair Pattern Company is only £8 until the 23rd of June and is in size 0 to 30. And the Friday Pattern, I know that's got 30% off at the moment as well. And they've also released a 2-piece, which is a bit like a bralette and pants style thing, which I'm not sure is doing very much for me. But Helens Closet have also released a 2-piece, which is like a little crossover, and you can wear that as a top and a bottoms. So I'm seriously tempted to buy the Helens Closet top and the bottoms because I already got the sandpiper, so a lower leg with a little bit more coverage if I wanted to, and the Friday Pattern Company zippity uppity. But yeah, I'm still fairly tempted by the Sinclair. So if you've bought the Sinclair already and made it by any chance, let me know. Otherwise, let me know what you think. I mean, I don't want to buy both. And I'm trying to be really sensible with the pennies at the moment. But I mean, I do swim a lot. I swim a lot outside all year round. So actually, it's a really sensible thing for me to make and buy. And I do make a lot of swimwear, and I've got a cover stitch waiting there to go. And my plan is to make some swimwear. So yeah, let me know what you think. Right, that feels like it's been mammoth. I'm sorry if I've raced through at 1,000 miles an hour. I think I talk faster when I'm stood up. Maybe I need to sit down for my videos. Yeah, so what have you been sewing? Are you finding that you're managing to get through the things that you want to sew? Are you enjoying the changing weather and the changing season, which this is bringing us? I hope wherever you are in the world, you are finding time to rest and replenish and do some making. Write down below what you are currently making for me and what you're enjoying about it. And I shall see you again very soon, hopefully, with my summer sewing plans, which I have been trying to make for about 3 weeks. Bye-bye for now. God bless.